still with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now I'm gonna ask you some simple, direct questions, and it'll be best if you'll answer them just the same. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this you? And who is this?
It's my sister.
And who is this?
It's her fiancé.
Do you understand why you're here?
Yes, ma'am. It's because I killed him.
So that's an admission of guilt, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Look, I know it's probably not my place to say this, and I know I'm gonna get some heat as soon as I step outside that door, but I don't think you did this. No, I don't, and you wanna know why? It just doesn't add up. There's no motive, there's no financial link, there's no power struggle. It's like you just decided at 12:21 a.m. that I just feel like killing my sister's fiance.
I have plenty of reason.
Okay. Well, then let's go through your files, and I can tell you everything I know about your past, and whatever I leave out, you can fill in, okay? Born in Cleveland, Ohio, October 17th, one adopted older sister. Father died at age 3, mother remarried at age 7. Stepdad charged with 3rd-degree felony domestic violence and 1st-degree child abuse, sentenced to 5 years in prison at age 12. Academically, you performed pretty average, barely skidding through high school with a 3.05. You stayed in Cleveland with your mom, and you are currently working as a warehouse assistant. In regards to your sister, she graduated salutatorian of your high school and magna cum laude at the University of No School of Law, where she met her former fiancé, dating for 3 years, engaged for 1. Word around the precinct is she's making our jobs a lot difficult as a defense attorney at big-time law firm. Seems like you two did pretty well for yourselves. Now, in an unusual turn for me, fill in the gaps as to why you killed your sister's fiancé.
Y'all can never understand. You read child abuse, domestic violence on a piece of paper, and you think that's it? You think it's that simple?
But I was there. I lived in that house, and I watched that man hit my mom and sister.
He said, "We're done." When I say we're done. I don't remember my dad, but he couldn't have been anything close. Do you know how that feels?
Being the man of the house by default, incapable of defending the people you love, care about.
One day he put his hands on my mom one too many times, and I fought back. I finally had enough. I cried because it needed to be done, but I hated it because it took me so long to do.
You were a child. You were afraid.
That's the point. I was too scared to act. My family needed me, so I made a promise to myself that I'd never stand by again if they needed me.
Like you said, I never was the best in school, so throughout that time, I
Took care of my sister.
because he brought down a lot for me and my grades, while still maintaining hers.
If anyone deserved to get out of Cleveland, she did.
So when Mom's health declined, I stayed home while she went to school, which I had no problem with.
All the hassling she took, and the sacrifices she made for me.
Tell me about her fiancé.
They met about sophomore year, I think. They dated through college, but the moment I saw him, I knew something was off. The two of them played him off like nothing was happening. But I knew my sister. It wasn't until a couple months ago, after their engagement, that they finally slipped up. We were at their place a while back for a kickback. For a brief moment, when one of my friends told a joke, I glanced over at the two of them and noticed the pressure that he was putting on my sister's leg. While she was laughing, her smile went away and she tucked her head back down.
She looked around the room to see if anyone noticed she saw me staring at her.
I knew that look in their eyes. I hadn't seen it in years. The same one when my father was in her room and had a way with her, and I went in to check on her.
I wanted to choke him out right there, but I read it on her face to stay put. She was a pro at masking her feelings. Even for me, and the fact that she pulled it off for so long, I was not going to let her go through this again.
So how'd it happen last night?
I was at home watching TV when I got a call from her, bawling that he had hit her again.
That she told him that she was leaving and that he said she's not going anywhere. She was afraid and needed help. And
I told her that I was on the way.
I rushed over and went into the apartment. She was in the bedroom holding her face,
Crying. She could barely get words out.
All of a sudden I lost control. My body went into autopilot. I stood up from her side and went to the nightstand where his gun is kept, pulled the pillowcase off one of the pillows and
Put the gun inside.
I wrapped it around my hand and walked down the hallway.
And
You shot him twice in the chest.
I shot him. She was distraught, so I told her to leave and that I'd take care of it. I wasn't able to protect her when we were kids, but she has too much of a future ahead of her. Is that good enough for a confession?
I hope you realize what you're doing. You're in a lot of trouble and you're facing years of jail time. Are you sure you want to do this?
What other choice do I have? I have no regrets, that's why I'm not running. She may not be related to me by blood, but she's still family nonetheless, and you protect your family, don't you? I ain't gonna fail my family again, twice in one lifetime.
Okay. I just got a text saying that your firm will be representing him. It doesn't need to be said, but don't you think maybe you're too close to this case? Well, you were watching. He gave a full confession. How do you think you'll be defending him?
Guilty by reason of momentary insanity, overcome with anger by the abuse of a sibling, and also history of abuse. I don't think it's that far-fetched, really.
You heard me say in there, I don't think he did this.
We're done when I say we're done.
And well, that's your opinion, while he and I have the facts of the matter, and ultimately it's left up for a jury to decide.
I doubt your bosses will take it very kindly you accepting this case on their behalf. It'll be a tough one in the court.
Perhaps. But like he said, we're not blood, we're family. Thank you.